Lieutenant Earl Barnes is the guy who wears many hats for the Lawrence Fire and Medical Department. Cecilia Jenkins is on duty for this Monday night. Salute the Badge, brought to you again as always by DeBackers. And she says that nothing has been able to slow this officer down.
Lieutenant Earl Barnes dreamed of being a fireman.
You know, I loved watching the garbage truck goes by. I thought, man, they get to ride on the back of the truck. Well, fire trucks get to do that too, and that looks a lot more fun.
Now, entering his 23rd year on the job with the Lawrence Fire and Medical Department, he's a jack of all trades. He's a crime scene investigator for the coroner's office.
I kind of helped save the lives around the person who's died. We were the first step in developing and helping them through their grieving process.
And a paramedic teaching within the training division.
We'll go right into their trachea, and then this comes out, and we're able to breathe for people who are not able to breathe on their own.
But one day in 1997 almost changed everything.
All of a sudden I'm riding, and I remember seeing blue sky and blue sky before I landed.
Lieutenant Barnes was riding his motorcycle when he was struck by another vehicle, severely injuring his right foot.
Luckily, there were some law enforcement officers that I knew just a few cars back. They saw the accident, they pulled over, they stopped right away. So 911 was called almost immediately.
I started treating him, and I looked up and actually saw who it was, that I realized it was Earl, and it just kind of changed the complexity of it considerably, and we all felt a little more anxious, and our heart rates went up, and you know, it just became really, really personal at that time because of somebody we knew.
And I remember waking up, and this very tall nurse, he was just a big hulk of a guy, but was a very gentle voice, and it was one of those deep voices that you hear and you think, am I dreaming? You know, what is that? And he was the first one to tell me, say, hey, just so you know, we had to amputate your foot. I'm below the knee amputee, and I'll just roll. This is just an outer sleeve.
Some said his career as a fireman was over, but with the help of physical training and his prosthetist, he's proved otherwise.
It's just great. I can jump down off the fire truck and land pretty well.
He now wears another hat, encouraging others to keep going.
He's one of those guys that you just kind of look at, and he's one of my heroes just for everything he's done to overcome adversity, and he can show to anybody that it can be done.
You don't have to give up what you love, you know, just because you're an amputee.
The amazing story of Lieutenant Earl Barnes, just one of very few amputees within his field. He says his injury actually pushed him to keep up with his co-workers.